His Excellency Eisenhower Mkaka, MP, Chair of LDCs, Ms. Fotikamo Katua Utai Kamunu, President of General Assembly and ECOSOC, Honorable Ministers from LDCs and friends of LDCs, ladies and gentlemen. Excellencies, being a former chair of the LDC for a couple of times, it is my privilege to speak before you. We are at the crossroad of two crises. First, the perennial global systematic crisis for the LDCs, and secondly, the sudden COVID-19 pandemic, which threatens to overturn the years of development. The causes which forced UN to create a specific category of LDCs in 1971 for the vulnerable countries basically remain the same even today. We understand that being and staying as an LDC is not decided by resources or income only. All elements of the issue of development or lack of those responsible for the underdevelopment of the LDCs. It is more and more the social progress and currently global economic and environmental vulnerabilities. The LDCs account for 12% of global population, but has less than 2% of world's GDP and less than 1% of global exports. During the last 49 years, only 5 LDCs have graduated from the category since its inception in 1971. All these numbers prove that the plans, strategies, and support service for the LDCs have not been, if very effective enough, and as we prepare for the 5th UN Conference on LDCs in Qatar, our domestic structural challenges and international policy and financial support must be revamped. Mr. Chair, let me first deal with the near and present danger. Due to COVID-19, all the LDCs have been seriously impacted, facing the risks of losing decades of development. Their export earnings fell drastically due to dual setbacks of loss of market and distribution of the supply chains. As human lives are the most valuable objects in the world, and the COVID-19 completely devastated the health system and capacities in the LDCs, the other social and financial priorities of the LDCs are kept on hold. Bangladesh lost export orders of billions of dollars. Our industries were closed and millions of workers faced the prospect of losing their jobs. Our small industries lost most of their capital and resources and markets, and above all, our agriculture suffered huge loss due to interruption of transport. On the back of it, we are hosting 1.1 million forcibly evicted Rohingya from Myanmar at a great financial, social, and environmental cost. Facing this grave scenario, we immediately announced a $12.3 billion stimulus package for various sectors of our economy, as well as support measures for different segments of vulnerable population of our society. This support package is equivalent to 3.7% of our GDP. We are sorry to see that instead of collective actions, many actions based on narrow national interest are weakening the multilateral system that we have painfully built over a long period of time. For the LDCs, we must not allow this health crisis to turn into a humanitarian and economic disaster. Bangladesh and all other LDCs are heavily dependent on migration and remittance. The first victim of this pandemic were the migrant workers, and many of them lost their job permanently, stranded in foreign land with uncertain future, and their economic benefits abruptly vanished. we must not forget that each worker has a family of his own and they are also facing extreme difficulties. Mr. Chair, we must guard against the propensity of diverting all financial and other resources of COVID-19 related activities from the sectors which are vital to the interest of the LDCs and vulnerable people. One such sector is climate change. Most of the LDCs continue to face severe and fast deteriorating impacts from climate change, even though they are least responsible for causing global warming. International promised support for adaptation must be provided to LDCs, while developed countries and advanced economies must implement mitigation measures so that the global temperature does not rise more than 1.5 degrees centigrade. All these unfortunate developments will hinder the achievement of SDG targets in the LDCs. Remember, if we don't act now, we may face planetary emergency. Finally, a new support mechanism needs to be devised to help the graduating countries so that they continue to enjoy the international support measures for an extended period, even after graduation. I'll request the friends of LDCs to support us in this cause so that instead of fear and uncertainty, it creates hope and encouragement for the graduation. I thank you all once again for your continued support and solidarity. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.